Okay, we're good. Let's go. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, and then he restarted everything too. That's why we can't get some of this stuff up. So, all right, we're gonna get going. All right, I'll talk to you later. Okay. No way. Sweet. Oh yeah? Okay. All right. Bye. He's like, let me guess, Larry was touching everything. Okay. The volume isn't on yet. Where's the mixer? Here we go. You guys ready? Oh, the volume is on. All right, we're on. We're live.
All right, and we're live. Welcome to Draw 13 of the U.S. Junior Nationals. We're watching on Sheet 2 the Vukic versus Dunham game. They have already started. We're a bit late getting the cameras on, so they're in the middle of first end. We'd like to thank our sponsors before we get going. Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods of Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies. Also the Boston Curling Club, Great Lakes Curling Association, Olson Curling Supplies, and Broomstones Ladies Curling. On the sheet, Dunham is red, Vukic is yellow.
Oh, okay.
We're currently on Vice Rocks.
I wish there was one where we could see.
And Dunham is sitting one without hammer right now. Vukic is going to have to try and move that for play. He's got 2 rocks behind it.
Well, it looks like he's going to try to take it out.
Yeah, I think that's the smart shot. He might lose his own rock, but even if he does, he'll probably still be sitting one.
Right.
Actually, it could even be as many as 2 or 3, depending on where they fall after the takeout. It looks like that was a little bit wide. He ends up just taking out his own rock.
There. Is that better? Yes, it is. Okay.
Right, that's right, because I remember trying to see.
I didn't bring my plug.
You didn't?
I didn't bring a plug. We'll just keep this thing going.
This here too.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
You guys also introduced yourselves.
By the way, your announcers, I'm Jake Weisberg.
I'm Ann Fournier. We both curl here at Broomstones, so welcome.
I was doing this myself about 6 years ago, so.
You played in the Junior National?
I did.
Oh,
I
awesome.
did, twice. It's been a while. I'm not sure I could keep up with these kids, but
Did you have the fancy rocks that light up?
we did. I think it was one of the first years they had them. They're definitely a newer thing, but they're pretty interesting to play with. Although I was in Duluth. Now I'm just telling stories. We have Dunham's first rock. Looks like he's trying to put another one either to guard it or to freeze up to it. I'm sorry, this is his second rock, rather. So he's trying to protect what he's got already.
Looks like it's all the way in the house.
Yep, that's a nice freeze and roll behind the guard. It would be hard to get both of those out of there. It does leave a draw. But as I was saying, at Broomstones we're lucky because our curling club wasn't built on top of a junkyard, so there are no magnets underneath the club that set the sensors off at the wrong times like they do in Duluth.
You're missing.
I imagine this will be a pretty heavy draw with the backing there.
Yep, I think Vukic is just going for his one. With a draw to the button, which is never an easy shot, but he's got a rock to sit on back there, so as long as he's got the line right, it should be okay. And it's curling pretty hard. That's close.
It's going to be very tight.
It is very close. That could even be a measure for the first end. And it looks like they're going to measure.
Okay.
From this camera, it looks like it's red.
It does look like it's red.
Get the gun measuring right now. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2, which one is that?
That's a tough draw for the first end because it's hard to read how far it's going to swing, especially if you haven't thrown a lot of draws yet. And they started off the end with a hit game.
There's a question mark in it. No, I told her. That's why I got mad because he was deleting things when I got here. Okay. Yeah, it has the scores, yeah. And all it has is, all it has is the Broomstones ball.
Yeah. It looks like sheet 1 had a blank end. Sheet 3, the Anderson ring took 1. I'm sorry. And sheet 4, the Schroeder ring took 1. We're still waiting to find out what happened on sheet 2. But sheets 1 and 3 should be interesting games as well. All 3 of those games, the teams are in the top half, and none of them are separated by more than 1 win. Our featured game, the Vukic-Dunham game, Dunham is currently at 4-1, and Vukic is, I believe, 3-2. So a win by Vukic could even them up, whereas a win by Dunham would put them a little further in the lead.
Yes.
They're still getting ready to measure here.
No, there's nothing in the box. Sources. Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't do it,
It has templates.
so you'll have to watch through the website.
Sets.
Alright? Bye.
Alright, and they're checking.
Oh, I see. Can you just read a comment?
Yeah, that's my father-in-law.
No. Nope.
Oh, and
Oh,
that's
it's
1
yellow.
yellow.
Yeah, from the camera, it looked like it was red, so.
Alright, so that draw worked. Just barely, but it worked.
Yeah. I'm just leaving it on the house right now, so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to try it? Or you can email me. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like on sheet 1, the hog rink could be setting up for a big end if they keep their rocks in the house. They're currently sitting 3. I know you can't see that, but we'll tell you anyway. Alright, and we're starting the second end here. First stone is being delivered.
We get the
Looks-
lead for Vukic, Nick Connolly.
Yes. Well, no, I have a black sheet. It says sheet 2.
It's a long guard right on the center line, so he's probably thinking he's going to try and steal if he can.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No. There's, well, this is a. There's no small one. I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Alright, the first stone delivered from Andrew Dunham. This one looks like it's an attempt at a draw behind. And it's coming right into the house.
Everything's in.
That's a pretty nice stone. It's almost
Pretty
fully
well hidden there.
yeah, it's almost fully behind cover. Trying to lure Vukic into a hit game. So he's going to go for the freeze.
Looks like it might be a tad heavy. Maybe not.
Yep, that's going to roll over just a little bit.
Hello?
And if Dunham can make a hit on that, because it looks like it's fairly open, he'll be sitting too. He's setting himself up for to get a few points this end. And what I was saying before about sheet 1 is now wrong, because there's only one rock in the house. So the Christensen ring has done a good job of clearing those stones out of the way.
You never know when it's this early.
And this red stone is hanging wide a little bit. I don't think it's going to jam, but it's going to be close. Oh, that looks good. And Vukic is going to try and hit and roll behind.
I'll take the shot.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Gotta get it by that guard.
The stone being delivered by Luke Violette. Looks like it's going to tuck in just enough. That's a nice roll to the forefoot. Now Dunham is trying to raise his red. I couldn't tell if the call was to raise it into the yellow or just into the forefoot. That's got a lot of weight. It must
yeah,
be.
it looks
must
like
be.
it's probably to the yellow.
It's hanging wide. That's not going to do much.
Just pushes the yellow a little further in.
And rolls the red out. That doesn't help him right now. And it leaves Vukic a chance to use that long guard. Try for the steal if he can get another guard up there. And it's a pretty nice guard from Luke Violette. Definitely doesn't leave a double. Now we have
Just
Steven.
try to remove that center line guard there. Open it up.
Yep, Steven Semple trying to
Peel it out.
And there it goes. We have another blank end on sheet 1. So this game is now, after 2 ends, still 0-0. That's going to be interesting to see where it goes.
What's the call? Another guard, do you think? Or?
Yeah, I think they just want to keep protecting those 2 stones. I mean, where they had the guard before was a great spot for it. This one looks like it's going to be a little deeper.
A little too deep.
But as long as it covers that first rock a little, there's not going to be room for a double. That's a pretty good spot for it. Now we're on Vice Stones, another takeout. Try and peel that guard again. Oh. Nearly got 2 of those. But it looks like Vuk is going to just keep doing the same, put another guard up. It'll be interesting to see if he tries to leave this one a little higher. By putting that one close, he did nearly lose 2 rocks on the takeout that was just thrown.
It is a little higher.
It is a little
It's
higher.
in there.
Yep. It's a long guard and it's pretty well lined up. Here comes yet another takeout from the Dunham rink. That's going to be a nose hit. That could do something interesting here. And yep,
doubled them out.
they got 2 of them. That's what they were going for. Be interesting to see if Vukic puts up another guard or tries to get something in the house. If he's really going for the steal, he would want to put up the guard. And considering that Dunham doesn't have anything in the house, he wouldn't give up a big end either way. That's looking pretty good. Might over curl a little.
Yeah.
That's starting to come over. Maybe they'll bounce off that red guard.
Yeah.
See what they aim for here.
They're getting a bye.
Oh, they're trying to put it in the house now. And it's a good spot for it. It over curled. There is a double there if Dunham wanted to go for it. But even if he made it, he still wouldn't be looking at more than 2 points. So at this point, it's almost better for him just to put one in, which I think is what he's doing. This would actually be a pretty good spot for him because he could freeze right up to that yellow and be covering the button. Wouldn't leave Vukic a way to get him out of there. And if Vukic did try to get him out of there, it would still leave a draw for 1, possibly 2, depending on how good the freeze is. Here's the delivery from Scott Dunham. That's
Seems a little heavy.
a little heavy and a little wide. If it bounces off the yellow, it might do something. But that looks like it's going right through the house. Ooh, that is not what he was going for. That's not a fortunate shot. Alright. Last rock from Jake Vukic. He's throwing a guard, trying to get something that looked like he was calling close guard or top 12 on the left side. Make it hard to clear that yellow stone. Make it hard to draw down to it too. Weight looks pretty good.
Gonna need a little bit. Maybe not.
Alright. Well, it would definitely make it hard for Scott Dunham to take one. It looks like even if he hits that yellow and doubles them off, he'd probably be giving up a point. At this point, I think he has to draw.
Yeah, he has to draw in.
It's not an easy one. So, he's got to touch the button.
It's a tough draw because that one on the center line up there is kind of sticking out, so it's gonna have to curl right at the last minute behind it.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the weight on this shot. Because I think we've seen them curl enough that it could get there. It only
Yeah,
has,
oh yeah, it can get there, but
Oh, he's going for the
he's
hit.
gonna go for the hit.
He's going for the hit. He's skipping out on that draw. I think it's very hard to tell from where we're sitting. I think if he hits that on the nose, even if he doubles them out, he will be giving up one. So he's going to have to hit that, double them out, and roll. And here it comes. That's hanging a little wide.
Yeah, wide.
And he took one off, rolled out, and Vukic steals 2 points. That brings us to 3-1, the score right now, after 2 ends. Sorry, 3-0. Thanks for keeping an eye on me.
That's why I'm here in the back.
Pretty good situation for yellow at this point. Nice to steal 2 that early.
Yeah, definitely. I think the draw would have been the safer call on that one.
Yeah.
As he'd be, if he was going to give up a steal, it would probably be 1 point instead of 2 there.
Right. It's also all about what you think you can make. If you know, he just threw that other draw through the house, so
Yeah, definitely.
maybe he was nervous about doing that again. Sometimes when you throw it through, then you come up light the next time.
Yeah, exactly. You can't overcompensate. That's for sure. Especially at this level. Right, and Vukic is putting one right in the house. It looks like he's giving up on stealing for the moment and probably aiming for an end of hits. But Dunham is going for a corner guard. He's not taking the bait there. And he's going to try and hopefully score a couple points this end. But he is leaving that yellow stone in the house, so if Vukic can put up a guard or tuck it behind the corner guard that's going up right now, then Vukic is going to have another good shot at a steal. And right where I wanted it. That's a nice corner guard. Looks like Vukic is trying to raise his stone.
Doesn't look like it has quite enough weight. Maybe it
Yeah,
does.
they're sweeping that pretty hard.
Oh yeah,
It's also over curling a little. He might end up rolling the other way. I think he was trying to hit the other side of this stone,
Oh.
but it is going to tuck behind the
There
guard.
it is. That's a nice shot either way.
Now Dunham's going for the hit, trying not to leave too many yellow rocks in the house.
What's killing us is that they're both running at the same time, so the final shots from both 2 and 3 are happening at the same time. So it's not like we can just skip away from sheet 2 when they're on their lead rods to show the last shot of sheet 3. Yeah, no, if you can get us at least the overall, that's good enough to just take a peek at the other sheet.
And that's a
when
nice
you
shot.
say, and sheet 2 is blah blah blah.
Clears out the yellow rock, leaves the red in the house. And Vukic is going for the hit, trying not to leave too many stones in play so that Dunham doesn't have a chance for more than 1 or 2. And there's the takeout from Luke Violette. And that red rock is gone. The yellow rolls to the outside, still in play. Figured just say what's happening.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot else. Did you see the call on this one?
Yeah, it's a freeze to the yellow there. And it's a little wide, it looks like.
Yeah, that's not going to curl over.
Nope.
And a little heavy. It's out of play. Well, that's a missed shot. So this leaves Vukic a chance to put some more rocks in the way and try and steal again. This is going to be a center line guard. Just try and keep Dunham out of the house, protect the rock that's already in the 8 foot. It's not going to curl over quite far enough, and it's going in. Oh. Did that land in the 8 foot?
Yeah, it looks like it's touching. Not in the 8 foot, but it's touching.
Yep, so it's a full 12, and Scott Dunham clearly is not happy with that, wants that rock out of play.
Ooh,
And
I thought
there
it
it
might
goes.
nick the other one out too.
Yeah, that was almost a double. But Vukic is just going to put it right back up there. Evan McCauley delivering the stone.
Did they
Going for that center line guard again.
Yeah.
What's that?
A little bit better weight this time, it looks like.
I'd like to
No.
put a note on sheet 1. They've blanked a third end, so after 3 ends, going into the fourth, the score is still 0-0. Not something you see very often.
Get some 80s style curling out there.
Here comes another takeout from Andrew Stopera. Trying to get those 2 yellow rocks out of play. Let's see if he can make the double.
Yeah, looks like it's just going to take out one.
Just one of them. It's not a bad spot for it, though. It does leave a chance for a raise later. Especially if Dunham is trying to take 2. It seems like he needs to start with a rock in the house, because the last couple ends, he hasn't had a lot in play.
Don't think that rock's going to last, though.
Nope, that needs to curl a little bit. If it hangs out there... Oh, and there it comes. So that red rock is now gone. Very nearly hit the yellow, though. Alright, and we are going to see Stopera throwing the same shot. Going for the hit on the yellow. I think even if he makes this one, he won't end up in the house, but he could still double them off and leave an easy way for a couple
Looks
of points.
like could be a no.
Oh.
The yellow jammed on
It
there.
was close. But yellow is still sitting 2.
After like 2 more shots, we'll check these. I will.
Another center line guard, it looks like.
Yep, looks like Vukic is just trying to keep the position he has with those 2 stones scouting. He's still leaving a fairly easy draw for Dunham if they just repeat this routine. Put up a guard, take it out, put up a guard. Dunham will have a draw to the forefoot for 1. They're sweeping that one a lot, putting it top 12. Leaving Scott Dunham a chance at the double.
The time is up. Their shots are in sync.
And there's the shot. That is very heavy.
I think it's gonna curl a little too much for the double, though.
Yep. And they got one of them. Interesting to see if Vukic goes for the hit or the guard here. Either way, it would make it difficult for Dunham to take more than 1 point. Looks like the hit.
Yep.
is. That looks pretty wide. It's not on the guard, but it's not going to stick around. Alright. And Dunham's got an open draw for 1. This is... Yeah, this is a hammer already.
Okay. Just gotta outcount that one yellow there.
Here comes the hammer, going for a draw to the 4-foot. They're cleaning it, so they seem fairly confident in it, dragging it right where they want. Line looks good, weight looks pretty good. It's still going. And it looks like they took 1, so Dunham is on the board.
Alright, let's go over to sheet 3.
Alright, and we're taking a look at Skip's Rocks on sheet
Yeah, this is the hammer coming up for Anderson.
Sheet 3, yeah. Solon versus Anderson game. These are 2 of the top women's teams right now. The hammer shot for Anderson, who's down 1. It looks like she is throwing a draw for 1 right here,
Draw
or
for
or a
one.
hit.
Oh, it's a drop.
I didn't actually see the call. Could be a
She's
hit
going
for
a
2.
hit for 2.
A hit for 2, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it looks
that-
like a draw.
That looks like draw weight. I think it's a draw for 1. It just has to be full 8-foot.
Looks like it might be heavy. Nope.
That'll do the job. So that must be a tie game right now. After 3 ends, 2-2.
Back on sheet 2.
Yeah, back to 2.
Moving back to sheet 2, Dunham has put up a center guard.
I think Vukic looks like he's trying to draw behind. Trying to be the first one in the house. Make it harder for Dunham to get that steal, which is usually what you're going for when you get the center line guard up there first. And Dunham definitely needs some points, so that makes sense. Dunham's still going to go for his draw. He's trying to put it in front of the yellow or behind the yellow?
I think in front of the yellow.
Oh, he's even just thinking a center line guard at this point now. Get 2 guards up there and make the most out of the free guard zone.
This looks like it might just nick off that one.
That was a little
If it
bit
gets
light.
there. No.
And Vukic is trying to put another one in. If he puts this one up, it's going to be hard for Dunham to use those guards that he just put out front.
Seems a tad light, and it's gonna
Oh,
overcurl.
that's overcurling. That's going to
Hit
wick
the
off the
guards.
guards. I think that's actually That gives Dunham a little bit of an advantage. It gives him more to come behind. And it gives him an easier raise, because those two guards were frozen together, so there wasn't a good way to push one in.
I think they're gonna not blank this out.
So it looks like he's trying to draw behind again.
It might be a little bit wide. Not sure if that's going to come all the way back in. Oh, that's actually a really nice shot.
That's a nice shot.
That's a really nice shot. There was a lot of curl at the end there, so there's definitely a possibility for Vukic to push it out of play. Backliner hack weight, which looks like he's thinking about it. No, he just wants to peel the guard now. If he runs it straight back, he could get that red. That looks a bit narrow.
Yeah.
No, that's lined up. And just
Not quite.
just a tiny bit off. Does leave that red rock open, so Dunham's gonna have to try and put up a guard or put another one behind the rocks that are out there now. For the steal, I'd say he's safer to put up the guard. By trying to draw in, he leaves Vukic a hit and roll to sit right on the button. Yep, and it looks like he's
heavy for a guard.
That is coming right in. It's curling hard now, though.
Oh, there it goes into the.
That's gonna
Into the button.
Yep, top four. Vukic is not thinking about getting to the button yet. He just wants to open it up so he can get in there later. Trying to peel a couple of guards off. That looks pretty good. Might have to curl a touch. Got one of them.
Oh! Wow. That was amazing.
And he clears the house. Leaves one yellow. That's a big change.
That was a lovely shot.
Hard to tell if that was what he was going for, but
I
it certainly
know,
worked
I
in his
didn't-
favor.
I didn't see it.
That's a steal of one-on-one.
Alright. And there's finally a score on sheet one. The red team, the Hog team, just took 1 point. So Dunham still has a lot of guards to work with. The stone that's coming down right now looks like it'll be curling in behind if it can make it past that guard. And it's there.
It does
It's
make
all
it
there.
past the guard.
That was very tight, so if you can leave it in the forefoot, that's going to be in a good spot that's hard to reach. And there it is.
One good shot after another.
So Vukic is kind of back where he was, with red counting in the forefoot and a bunch of guards out front, so he's going to try and peel again. And he's trying to get both of those out of there. And there it is. Went from 3 guards to 2. I'm not sure that was the best way that shot could have gone, but it does definitely open things up. And Dunham wants a third guard. Just trying to keep the situation the same. That looks a little heavy.
A little deep.
That was a good spot for it, actually. No, that's a really good spot for it.
Yeah.
Vukic
It looked like it
has-
was coming down with more.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go farther than
yeah.
that. But it doesn't leave Vukic a way to get at that red rock. So he's still chasing those guards, trying to peel. And that's going to get rid of a couple of them.
Out.
Oh,
Oh god.
But it pushes
Except he
another
just-
red
he-
in there.
he just put another red in the forfeit. That's lots of rocks moving around here. The question is, how does Dunham keep those rocks there? This looks like pretty much the same shot he just threw. I think another one in the top 12 would definitely protect what he's got. The stone in the top 4 would be hard to remove, but there is a chance of a double there. It's not an easy one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it would definitely, it'd be hard for Vukic to not hit one of those if he does throw a takeout. So we'll see where Dunham leaves this one. If it blocks the line to hit the center red, that at least eliminates the double. Which it looks like that's what he's going for at this point. He's coming right up to the center line with that guard.
Make it to 3.
Go to 3 now.
And
We're going to take a look at sheet 3 for a second, where Solom's trying to break up a yellow counter from the middle of the button.
and that looks like a
It's
pretty
gonna
good shot. It's curling right over. And it's hard to tell if that pushed it far enough.
Don't think it did. It looks like
I don't think it did.
the yellow's counting.
It is going to make it hard for anybody to take more than 1 point.
We're going back to 2 now.
Yep. We're coming back to sheet 2. Vukic is about to throw his first stone.
Is this a takeout call or what?
I think it has to be a takeout.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a port big enough to get a stone through there, but maybe he's trying to peel the guards. He must be trying to raise that yellow.
Yeah.
The line looks pretty good.
Wow.
Jams on the red, and those are very close. I think it's
one yellow.
I think it's 1 yellow right now. Yeah, that was a great shot. So Dunham is gonna once again try to drop something in the 4-foot behind cover. We've seen him do it a few times already this end, so.
Go. We're going to take a peek at sheet 3 again. Anderson's first skip rock coming in here.
Anderson's trying to put this top 4.
Well, looks like it's gonna over curl and it's not enough weight.
Yep, just a little bit light. So
2 shot 3 count.
all right. Here comes the shot from Scott Dunham. Trying to tuck that red behind in the forefoot. They're not sweeping, it might be a little heavy.
I think it's a little heavy. It's going to go through.
Ooh, and that's right through the forefoot. So that leaves Vukic a shot for 2. It's hard to tell who's counting right now, so I guess that will dictate whether he throws a hit or a draw. I think that's a draw. So you must be confident that the draw will get him 2.
Yeah. That's what it looks like from here. The yellow looks like it's counting. Or you could just nudge that red one back a little bit.
That's true. If he touches the red, that won't hurt him at all. I don't think he needs to, though.
No. This looks like it might over curl into that red guard.
Yeah, they're definitely sweeping for line. Ooh, that's gonna wreck.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's probably 1 for Vukic.
Give me sheet 3 overhead.
All right, and we're coming back to the hammer on sheet 3, where we have a very interesting end forming. Oh no, sorry, this is last rock for the Anderson rank, which
They have
Yes,
the.
both skips have 1 rock left.
Yeah, Solemn has one
so
more.
second to last rock.
You get quite a cluster of rocks in the center there.
So considering the number of rocks that are in the forefoot, it's going to be hard for anybody to get more than 1 out of this. But I assume Anderson is trying to freeze to that red and maybe just push it back a little bit. I'm not even sure if she could count with that.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it looks like red is sitting 2 right now.
It does. So she could at least prevent 2 points. As long as this is in front. And they're sweeping, but it looks like it needs to curl. Weight looks okay. Line looks okay. It's just got to tuck in there.
So we'll cut it down to 1 red, it looks like.
That's a pretty nice shot. That is going to make it difficult for red to get more than 1 point. But they're trying to find a way. If they can catch that yellow on the inside, they could move a few stones around. But I don't know if it's possible to get in there with enough weight to make it matter. I think they're just going to throw it away.
There's not much you can do there.
Well, I think if that yellow guard on the center line wasn't covering enough of the rock, which I think it is, and you hit the yellow on the right side, you could probably kick that one to the left. It would go into the red that's on the button, but that would jam on the yellow and back. There is a potential for 2 or 3 points there.
They might be going for the raise on that red.
I think they're just throwing the rock away. That's what it looked like to
Okay,
me.
not there, yeah.
Not worth the risk for
Yeah, throwing it way out
what
wide
they were
there.
doing. I guess if the line wasn't perfect on that shot, it would be easy enough to give up 1 for yellow. So Solon will take 1. Back on sheet 3.
So we're back on
Back
sheet
to-
2. It's 4-1, Vukic. Donham has the hammer.
So far, Vukic has put up a guard and then drawn behind it. Dunham has also put up a guard. In this end, Dunham is going to probably be trying to take a few points, so I expect to see him putting rocks in the house. He's down 3. That's going to tick off the guard.
Didn't curl enough.
Not a bad spot for it, though. He's got stuff to work with now. I mean, by leaving those guards in play, he gives Vukic more of a chance for the steal, but it also makes it easier for him to hide something and take more than 1 point.
Looks like they're just trying to peel that red guard.
And they do it, but they leave their rock up there. So, just swapping colors. Dunham's still going to try and draw behind it.
Neither team is calling that right here. Neither team is calling that right here.
Little heavy there.
Is that going to stick around?
No, it did a little
It's
bit.
in play.
Yep, just stuck.
Still in the 12 foot, so that, that could matter. It's not significant enough that Vukic is chasing it, so depending on how the rest of the end goes, that could be an important rock. We're seeing Luke Violette trying to put another stone in the house. Also a touch heavy. I wonder if the ice is getting faster.
Yep. Line was good. It was just a little heavy.
I believe this is a draw to the 4.
I didn't see the call.
I think they're trying to put one in there. Something in front of that yellow. Playing the draw game, trying to get a few rocks in the house.
Yeah, it's gonna
Get some points.
overcurl. Hit that red guard.
That makes it interesting.
Red bites.
Yes, yellow is sitting 2, but red is 3 and 4. So if Scott Dunham can move some of those rocks around, this could be a big end for him. Otherwise, it could be a big end for Vukic. But we'll probably see at least a couple of points go up on the board after this one. I think trying to draw the port here.
Looks
That-
a little short.
I think that's going to overcurl.
Yep.
Well, not a bad spot for it. It does leave Scott Dunham a chance to throw the double. And if he can do that, he will be have his rock guarding the front of the house with probably one yellow in play. There's the rock delivered by Andrew Stopera. Needs to curl a little. It's definitely there.
Oh, I thought it was gonna hit the red.
Ooh. Yeah, they almost knocked the red out of the back too. But they did move those rocks. It makes it a little easier to try and get some points here. And Vukic is going to continue blocking up the front of the house. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, like an end where somebody's going to get a few points.
Yeah.
Alright. Here's the rock delivered by Evan McCauley. Looks like it's not going to curl far enough, but it'll bounce and roll in there.
Look like Dunham's gonna try the double tap up there.
It's hard to tell from here how well lined up that is, but that
Yeah.
if that is lined up to hit the yellow, could definitely work in his favor.
Oh yeah, he comes with more weight. Yeah, it looks like he's coming with.
Actually, it's not perfectly lined up, but if he catches that red just on the inside, I think it could work. Here it comes.
There's not enough weight, it looks like. He's just gonna tap it, hopefully in the forefoot there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh. Yep.
That's a nice stone.
I guess the line was there.
The line was there.
That's definitely. Does make it hard for him to get more than 2 out of this end still, because that yellow is still in play. So those 2 red biters might not matter. I suppose it was safer to throw that with back 4 weight though than to throw the hit.
Do you see the call here? Is it tap up the yellow or?
I'm not sure what Vukic is trying to do right here. I assume he's trying to put something else in the forefoot because he has backing, so it's a pretty safe shot, especially if he's going to try and freeze. But I imagine that would have to be a raise.
Gonna raise that one on the center line there.
That has a fair amount of weight.
Yeah, it's got a curl.
I don't think it's going to get over there. Sends it into the red in the back, but that's not going to do much. So if Scott Dunham can throw that raise again on the reds, just off center line, send something else into the forefoot, now he's got a chance for a few points.
Yeah, pretty much the same shot he just did, so. Or was the same, was the vice, right? He just threw that shot.
Yep. So Scott Dunham's first stone. It doesn't look like a lot of ice for this shot.
We need a mirror. Huh? We need a mirror.
That's less ice than what they just gave for the last time.
He might be trying to hit it on towards the center line, trying to make the angle a little better to send it into the backing. Oh, that's hanging out. Maybe he knows something we don't. There it is.
There we go.
Nice shot.
This is a very nice shot.
Lovely.
Going right to the top 4. That's where he needs it.
It's assembly line bringing stones in.
Vukic is gonna throw the hit on the center line guard, I think. Try and raise it into the rocks that are on the forefoot right now. I don't think he can double him.
Yeah, I think the back red will just jam on that yellow. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the back red would definitely jam, but he could take one out. That would leave Dunham either a draw or a raise for 2. Although I guess if the yellow actually sticks in the top 8, it would be pretty difficult with all those guards up there for Dunham to take 2.
Gotta get the right angle on this one.
So here's the shot from Jake Vukic, very heavy. He's definitely trying to move some
It's-
stones with this one, and that's over curling.
Yeah, over curling.
That does very little. Actually opens up the draw for Scott Dunham.
They didn't come down at all.
I think if he touches the forefoot here, he gets 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Usually I take my
Yep.
stopwatch. Yeah, I usually.
And here's the hammer. He could tie the game up with this shot, and he has backing too. So it's a pretty safe draw for 3. Let's see if he makes it.
Can afford to be a little heavy.
And they're not touching it though. That's got a curl. There it goes.
Go, go, go.
That's coming right in. Does it have enough weight?
Yep.
And that's going to touch the red. That'll be a 3.
So we're all tied up on sheet 2 here.
Yeah, it's a brand new game for the second half, going into the 5th end break.
Are we supposed to say this again?
Go for it. It's all yours.
I just wanted to mention our sponsors again. We have Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington and Whole Foods of Wayland, Brooms Up Curling Supplies, Boston Curling Club, Great Lakes Curling Association, Olson Curling Supplies, and Broomstones Ladies Curling.
Also like to give you an update on what's going on in the other sheets.
We're actually showing sheet 3 right now.
We're showing sheet 3.
Last
All
two
right.
rocks.
Well, we will give you an update on
this is
sheet
Solom's
3.
last rock.
So Solom is red. She's ahead
Currently up 1 without
3
hammer.
to 2. Oh, without hammer.
Up 1 without hammer. And sitting 1. So she definitely wants to keep that stone in play so that she doesn't risk giving up more than 1 if Anderson can make her hit. That looks like a pretty good guard. It will make it difficult for Anderson to try and take that red rock out, but she's going for the raise hit, I think.
Love the
Got a
raise hit.
for 2.
Yep. And at this point, it's worth it. That's, I think, the only way for her to score.
I love that shot. It's my favorite shot.
Yeah.
Can really make it, but
This is a fairly safe shot. 'Cause even if the yellow doesn't go where she wants it, she'll be second counter. So this is her shot for 2. They're sweeping hard. That might be narrow.
yeah, it looks like it's narrow. Just gonna knock the
No,
yellow away.
not gonna do much.
Uh-oh.
Kick the other red out. Looks like 1 red.
No, that's very close.
Is it?
Might be 2.
Is that 2 red? I can't see it very well from over here. They're looking at it.
It says it's narrowly yellow, but they'll probably measure.
Alright. Well, that end just became really interesting. Either 1 or 2 red. Looks like they've decided.
Looks like they said yellow.
Said yellow, so 1 red.
So 1 red.
1 red.
I'm not sure.
What's the one been there?
We'll see what they hang.
And it's 1 red.
It was 1 red.
Alright. Game on sheet 1 is still very close. This posted score is 1-1. I'm not sure what happened in
That's the 3 blanks.
the last end. Was that it? 1? Yep. 1-1. Very low scoring game. Keeping it very close.
Did you do? So
Yes.
we're gonna go break.
Okay.
You did sponsors.
Yeah,
Yes.
ended. Yep. We're going to break. We will be back as soon as the game on sheet 2 returns. This is Jake Weisberg signing off.
Hello, we are back. Took a very short break. We are watching Dunham versus Vukic on sheet 2. They're tied at 4 currently. Vukic has the hammer on the 6th end.
Could you give the scores for all 4 sheets?
For it.
On sheet 1, we have Hag versus Christensen. Hag, and it's tied at 1. They blanked 3 ends. On sheet 3, we have Solemn versus Anderson. Solemn is 4 and Anderson is 2. And we have Schroeder versus Eli on sheet 4. Eli up 5-2.
We also have a book here, which is titled Weird Facts About Curling, mostly containing statistics, but one thing we did notice during the very, very brief break we had is that the 1987 and 1989 skip of the U.S. men's national championship team was Jim Vukic, who I assume is probably the father or related to our skip Jake Vukic right here. So a bit of history for you.
The book does claim to be hilarious. It is not. Mostly statistics.
There are a few funnier things in the world, though. We're currently watching Second Stones, Luke Violette delivering right now. Vukic has hammer, so he's just trying to load up the house and probably take a couple of points.
Quite a bit of weight on that one. Went a little further, I think, than they wanted.
It's not a bad spot for it, but it does leave Dunham a chance to freeze, which is what he's doing.
If they don't want this to overcurl, they better go hard, because looks like it's narrow.
They might be able to squeeze that by. They're not going to get the freeze.
No.
It'll be in the house, though. So we have confirmation from the internet that Jim Vukic is Jake's dad. So, son of a former national champion out here skipping the team.
Nice find, Jake. He's gonna hit and oh, thought it was gonna roll in, didn't roll. Looks like Dunham's gonna try the hit and roll to get in the button there.
Yep, that's definitely the easiest way for him to try and steal right now. If he can steal one, it doesn't make a huge difference, although it does give him hammer in the evens, which, considering that we're at a tie game, it's only a 6 end, but that could make a big difference in a little while.
This needs to curl quite a bit if it's gonna roll in. Didn't quite curl enough.
And Evan McAuley going for a hit and roll. Trying to sit 3 for yellow. It Looks like the ice is getting straighter.
I was just thinking that. And that was a nice hit and roll
It's a
there.
nice rock. So Scott Dunham still trying to put one in the forefoot. Still thinking about that freeze and trying to steal. Weight looks pretty good.
Looks like it's gonna crash
curling
on the
pretty
guard.
hard. Yep, that's not gonna do much. And Vukic isn't gonna give Dunham a chance for that raise. I think he's trying to peel the guards right now. He's got hammer. He's sitting 3. He wants to keep it that way. He's rethinking. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
You may just want to peel that one guard, not both of them, because the guard on the center line is actually working in his favor right now.
I think the call was just the one guard.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just
No,
hoping to
it's
see
like
lots of
it's
rocks
nice.
move around.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a nice shot. And I think Dunham is trying that freeze once again. Did you see what
What the call was?
the call was?
No, it looks like he's gonna try to
Yeah, it looks like the freeze.
curl in there.
Try to put a rock in the forefoot. They haven't really gotten there yet. They're gonna have to hold that line.
Nah, it's gonna over curl.
I think they've got it. Yeah,
Oh, they
that's
got
gonna
it.
get there.
They got it.
That's gonna get there. All right.
Nice.
That is gonna make it difficult for Vukic, although he could, if he's not concerned about that stone in the back, he could just throw the hit, take both of them out, and still be sitting 3. I think the line is there for it. He's looking at
he's looking at triple raise.
He's looking at the triple raise, which I think is riskier than you need to get on this shot. It would leave him sitting 4 if it works, but compared
That's a tough shot to make.
compared to the heavier hit to take out the 2 and back, I'm not sure if that's actually the best plan.
I wouldn't try that.
He's thinking about it. That's
thinking
what
about it.
he's gonna go for it. I guess it doesn't hurt if he loses that guard. So
I'm gonna come with quite a bit of weight. I'm guessing.
I'm not sure he needs that much. He doesn't have to move that red rock far. It's not gonna hit dead on though. It's not lined up for the jam, so it will split off. And if his yellow rolls out, then I mean, if the yellow that is currently on the top 4, there are a lot of yellows that'll move around here. If that one rolls out, then I'm not sure it would be any better than if he's throwing the straight hit. But seems like he thinks it's lined up enough to work for him. Very interesting shot. That has to curl a bit. They've got it. They're moving him.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice shot. It's beautiful.
That was a very nice shot.
Let's leave it a little bit open for Dunham, though, in this next shot, so he can hit and roll.
Yeah, Dunham does have an easy way into the 4-foot now. I think he's trying to draw, though. He's not even going to go for the hit.
Like yeah.
I guess if he bounces off and rolls to the button, that works in his favor. Here's Dunham's final rock. He has to keep this one in play if he's going to avoid giving up a pretty big end. If this one doesn't do anything, or Vukic can take it out, this could be a 5-ender. Weight looks pretty good.
He can afford to be a little heavy here.
Line looks pretty good. He's going to roll into the middle.
Roll.
And he's sitting 1. That does make it difficult for Vukic.
One of the sweepers kicked a stone.
Yeah, it looks like one of the sweepers kicked the top guard up there.
I don't think that stone's going to matter anymore, though.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Vukic has a double where he would lose his own rock, but could kick that red out the side. There's also that shot he just threw, that angle raise. Looks like this time it's actually lined up to push that red through the hole. But I'm not sure if he's going to go for that. It looks like that guard might be too far in the way. And he's going to go for the double. I don't think he can hit just the red on this one. I think he does have to hit both of them to make it work.
But even if he takes his own stone out, he's still got 4.
Yeah, with the angle he has to hit that red at, there's no way he could take out just that red. You would either lose the yellow in the back 4, or lose the yellow that's biting the side of the 4-foot on the tee line. So. Here it comes. That is gonna work.
It's
a nice stone. It's a nice stone. That's 4 yellow. That's a big end.
4 for Vukic in the 6th end.
Coming out strong after the 5th end break there.
All right, so we're going to go to 3. Okay.
We're just going to switch over to sheet 3 for a little bit.
Looks like Solom is sitting 3 right now, with 3 stones to go. This is Anderson's first skip rock. Who has hammer right now? Anderson has hammer.
Yeah, this is Anderson's first skip. She's the hammer.
So she is either going to want to clear some of those stones or put one in play and attempt to take 2. It's still a pretty easy draw to the 4-foot.
It's to me like they're thinking about the draw.
Give him the score.
It is 4-2, Solom.
So Solom can take some points right here. She's starting to run away with it. But if Anderson takes one or two, it's going to stay a very close game.
Looks like she's going to try to draw into the 4-foot there.
Also want to mention that we had a big shift on sheet 1. It looks like the Hog team took 3 points. So that game has started to move a little bit. We're not just trading blank ends anymore.
I don't want to leave this one too far out wide because and it looks like it's going to go through.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Very heavy.
We're still on sheet 3.
Yeah.
Looks like Solom is going to try and preserve those stones that are there. This could be pretty significant if she manages to steal a point or 2, or 4.
Looks pretty good for red right now, but again, yellow has the hammer, so could try that draw again to the button, well, to the 4-foot. But right now, Solom is putting up a guard.
Alright, and Solom stone looks a little bit heavy. He's probably going to raise one of those stones in. Certainly makes it interesting. But Anderson has her draw for 1. I think that's really the only option at this
Yeah,
point.
it's the only option.
He might be in Jersey. Day trip or not.
Looks like she's trying a different path from before, where she threw it through.
You know what? I came here to go to the store.
That's plenty of ice.
You're here, you're smart.
I haven't really been watching the curl on that sheet, but they must be moving pretty far.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The last game I watched on sheet 2, it was like that.
That looks pretty good. Needs to curl a little, needs some weight.
Yeah, it looks a little light.
Looks a little light. It'll make it into the house. It might not make it into the 4-foot.
Cut them down as best as they can, but
Oh,
still looks like at
I
least
think
3 red.
I think that's 3 red. All right, lots of points going around in these 6th ends.
All right, back to 2.
And we're coming back to sheet 2. We're currently on vice stones here.
One red stone at the top of the 4-foot. One yellow at the back. Not sure which one's out counting. Oh, looks like yellow is the counter.
Looks like yellow's the counter, but Vukic is still trying to move that red stone out of there.
Nicks it out and doesn't hit his own yellow, which is good.
At this point, Vukic is probably going to try and keep it clean after that big end. If he lets Dunham take 1 or 2 with the hammer, it doesn't hurt him. But he doesn't want to give up a big end, so he doesn't want to leave lots of rocks in the house. Dunham is trying to put another one in. That yellow is behind the tee line, so it does leave a chance for a freeze.
This one looks pretty heavy. Needs to curl up against that yellow.
I think it's going to get there. That's a good spot for it. There's still a hit. It's not totally frozen up, but it's not making it easy for Vukic.
I think it's a harder shot than the last one he just made. So.
He's just got to get to across the face there. There's certainly a chance of losing the yellow, but there's a shot from Evan McCauley. That's got a long way to curl. That may jam.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like it's gonna jam.
That's gonna
Yep.
jam. All right. Well, the Dunham rock is still there.
Dunham deciding if he's gonna put a guard up there, guard that red, or take out that yellow on the side there. Looks like he's going with the guard.
With hammer sitting 1 behind cover, that's an interesting call. But he is trying to protect his position. I think he knows that anything he puts up, Vukic is going to try and take out. It looks like it's going top 12, so he might try to make something out of it. But that does leave a double as well. I'm not sure what they're calling for with that line.
I was just trying to figure that out. It must be
I assume they're going outside in on the double.
on the double,
Just
yeah.
calling a very thin line and crossing the face.
That's what it looked like. Just move the boom over a little bit more.
Lots of weight there. Ooh, and that's gonna over curl a little bit, maybe. Nope.
No,
He's got
looks
it.
good.
He's got it.
Great.
It's a nice shot. Very nice shot. Not giving Dunham a chance here. But they are going to go for that draw behind. Dunham's just trying to get rocks in the house, trying to get some points. We'll update you on the scores all around the club here. Right now, the score is 7-1 on sheet 1. Big shift from being 0-0 for 3 ends. And the Hog team is up 7-1 against the Christensen team. On sheet 2, our feature sheet that we're still watching, the score is 8-4, Vukic over Dunham. Those last 4 points picked up in the 6th end. It was tied just recently. On sheet 3, the score is 7-2, Solom over Anderson. And on sheet 4, the score is 7-3, Eli over Schroeder.
That last draw behind there didn't quite make it, so it's sticking out, so they're going to try to take it out.
Yep, leaves Vukic another hit, which we have seen him make plenty of times now. It means that Dunham is probably going to be drawing for 1 here. That looks good. It's just going to peel it and roll out.
It just leaves the draw to the button or the forefoot.
I think he only needs full 8 even.
Yeah.
Well,
that,
I guess bite the 4,
that
yeah.
one yellow.
So, Dunham shot for 1. That means he's going to have to be working hard the next few ends. So if he's down 3 without after the 7th, he's going to probably have to steal a couple of ends to stay in this game. Weight looks pretty good. That's got a curl. And they're sweeping. They're trying to drag it in there.
And it doesn't make it.
No.
Doesn't make it.
That looks like
At
Vukic
least 2 yellow.
got, 2, maybe 3 there. Let's see what they put up. That was a 3.
So
Vukic
score
is
now
starting
11-4. Vukic.
Yep, starting to run away with this game. All the games. They were all real close a little while ago. Now, now none of them are. They're shaking already?
Oh, are they shaking?
Wow. All right. Well, looks like that's the game. We'll.
So now we'll switch over to sheet 3.
Find something else to watch here. So, Solom v. Anderson. Currently on Solom's first shot. First skip stone. It looks like she's trying to remove that yellow that's on the top 4.
Solom is up 7-2.
It's kind of the same thing we were just watching here, I think. Just trying to protect the position that she's got. Make sure not to give up any chances for a big end. Those 3 points definitely made a big difference.
Looks like Anderson's going to try to draw up against that red.
Yep, if she gets a good freeze here, it could leave a chance for 2. Not that 2 would do a lot. She's definitely going to have to steal afterwards. But a 2 is definitely a much better situation than a 1 right here. For she needs some points.
Needs to curl quite a bit before it gets there.
think the line's okay. And they're not touching it, so it's got
Yep.
enough weight. That's going to push it a little bit. That will leave a hit. So, if Solom can peel this one off, then it's going to mean Anderson has to draw for one. Or blank the end, but I don't think that works in her favor at this point.
No.
Oh, and that actually peels off the red. So that leaves Anderson a shot for two. I guess that, where she left that yellow worked in her favor there. So.
Nice draw anywhere in the house would be fine for two.
Yeah, it's not a difficult shot for two. So that would bring the score to 7-4. Makes it a little closer.
Looks like it's in there.
Yeah, that should be a good shot. Right in the forefoot. Alright, that'll be two yellow, 7-4.
I don't know the names. I don't know the names. They all have the same last names. So you can't even tell from nations.
Alright, and Anderson trying to set up to steal here. She definitely going into the 8th end, down 3 without hammer. If she steals this end, then she at least can have a hammer in the evens. 1 or 2 points would do her a lot of good right now, putting up a guard. Solon putting one in the house. Trying to make Anderson chase her probably.
Anderson calling for another center line guard.
Yeah, I think she does need to play aggressively here to guard it up and then draw behind. Because a steal this end could make a big difference. Even if she was able to steal the next end, that would mean she'd have to steal more than one of them.
Yep.
Because the 10th end she wouldn't have hammer either. But in a way, this is also Solom's chance to to close the game up if she can take a few more points here. So I think she's just going to keep loading up the house. Try and get in there first.
Draw behind the guards there. Looks a little bit heavy. Gets through the house.
Yeah, that one is gliding right through. Not going to do much.
I think the draw is still a shot here.
Yep, Anderson's trying to put one in now.
Gonna need some sweeping, I think.
I think at this point, no matter what she puts up, the next shot is probably going to be a takeout. That one needs to curl. That's starting to move. It's still open though. That's definitely going to leave a hit. Just going for nose. That's a made shot.
Yep.
So, Solom's sitting 2 with Hammer right now. Anderson's still trying to figure out how to get that steal. Going for the draw behind again.
I think they must be trying to cross the face of that red.
I don't think that was the call, but I think that's what's going to have to happen. They're going to roll it in there. It's behind cover. It's not shot rock, but it's behind cover.
So I'm peeling the guards.
That'll take one of them. I imagine Anderson is going to want to just put a guard back up. She's weighing her options.
No, she went with the guard.
Yep, she's putting the guard back up. She's not set up to steal right now, but I don't think it's worth putting another one in right now. She'd be more likely to just lose the rock. And that looks like a nice centerline guard. Solom is, at this point, probably going to take out anything she can. Going for the double peel.
Yeah, it looks like she's, yep.
Those are fun shots to throw. He's got one of them.
No, just one. Anderson's going to replace it.
Yep. I have a feeling this pattern's going to go on for a while, which Makes it hard for Anderson to take a point here. That looks a little heavy. It might be a close guard. And they're trying
May
to
even be in the house.
They're trying to bring it in, yeah. At least get it past the other guard. Make it harder to double them. It's not a bad spot for it. Yep. Same thing, going for the peel. Make make yellow put up another guard afterwards and keep the redstones counting. That looks a little narrow. That's probably also just gonna be a single peel. No, that's coming out. Oh, it's jammed. Single peel, just a more interesting one.
Yeah.
The other one, the cat.
Now the call for Anderson is a draw.
I think she's figured that whatever guard goes up there, it's going to get taken out, so she may
Yeah.
as well put one in the house. Which is risky, because she will leave Solem a draw if she doesn't have anything guarding the center of the house.
And if she leaves anything open, you know it's not going to stick around.
Yeah. Well, at this point, you know, if she puts a guard up, it's not going to stick around. If she
Right,
puts
nothing's gonna stick around.
if she puts something in the house that counts, it's not going to stick around. It's, you know, it's just a matter of where she can hide something the best. This looks like pretty good weight. That's curling pretty hard though. That may end up splitting off the rock that they have in the 12-foot. That is an interesting spot. There's no double there because of the guard, but neither of those rocks is safe anymore. And if Solem takes this one out and sticks right in front, that could potentially be cover for another yellow stone in the 4-foot. Here comes Solem's first stone. Trying to take out the yellow on the top 8, and that looks like a nose hit. Still leaves the line open for a draw behind. Well, and Anderson is thinking about a freeze. Or hit and roll. They're calling a timeout, trying to decide this shot. Um, I think the draw behind is still the safest way to go here. 'Cause I don't think she's going to be able to put up any rock that Solom isn't going to chase, especially if it's counting.
Yeah.
That's the only real question is the draw behind the red or the yellow, and how to keep Solom from just trying to outdraw it with the hammer. I think top 4 behind the yellows would be the way to go. There is no perfect shot here though.
Oh, okay. So sheet 1 is finished. It looks like Haag defeated Christensen 8-1.
A big shift in that game. They were keeping it
7-1. I'm sorry.
They were keeping it very close for a while. Did you see what they decided here?
Looks like it's probably a draw behind the yellow.
Yeah, I think on sheet 3 they're throwing a draw.
Yeah, it's her best bet, I think.
That's what we were thinking. I think that is the shot. It is the safest spot for it, and it might not stick around. And if it doesn't, it could be a big end for Solom. But this stone definitely needs to be counting and protected.
She did just throw the shot for her last shot, so hopefully she corrects it a little bit. It was a little short before.
The weight looks good. It's got a curl. It's got to curl quite a bit.
Gotta go as hard as they can to get it by.
Well, it's not shot rock, but it is number 2. If Solom can take it out, then she's going to get some points here.
Quite a few points.
Yeah, this could be four points this end. And I think it is open enough to happen. It's not really tucked behind. Here comes the stone. Looks like it's got plenty of line. And that's curling in. That should do it. Oh. That may only be 2.
That changes it a little
Maybe
bit.
3? 2 or 3?
Looks like they're shaking anyway.
They're shaking. They're done anyway. After 8 ends. All right. Should we switch to sheet 4?
I can't.
We don't have a shot.
If I can't.
So
You can aim a camera at the house.
the only game still going is on sheet 4. We're not sure if we can get
Do the
cameras on
radio
it.
broadcast.
Having some technical difficulties with the cameras on sheet 4.
Alright.
Right now we're looking at Eli is ahead of Schroeder 8-3.
Final score. So
It's the 9th end.
final score on sheet 3. After 8 ends, Solom has 10 points. Anderson has 4 points. So that was the final score for that game.
Trying to get this camera angled correctly at sheet 4, but just having some trouble here.
We're working on it.
It's not the fastest.
The Schroeder team is kind of in the same situation we've been seeing, down a few points.
Down by
They
5.
do have hammer in the 9th, and they're currently not sitting in the house.
There are 2 yellow in the house. Schroeder is red.
This is second vice stone right now.
Looks like they're going to try to tap up one of their reds into the house.
Yep. There's a pretty good angle there to get it into the 4 foot behind cover.
It's a little narrow.
It might overcurl.
Tough to see from here, though.
Yeah. It's light. That's more than anything. It doesn't do much.
And maybe roll. I mean, they would have taken out the other one. She would have got her due. She was playing for more, I guess.
That looks pretty good. All right, I think we've got a camera on this sheet now. You can see what's going on.
So right now you can see the, is that the skip for Eli? They're calling a corner guard. Just to block anything going in the house at this point. With a considerable lead up by 5, probably just going to try to... Wait, the skip stones?
I think Hannah Eli skipped Emily Walker started skip stones. This is trying to call a first skip stone on the Schroeder team. It looks like they're trying to throw a hit to raise their red into the yellow that is currently counting, take it out and sit 1. That is pretty well lined up.
Yep. And in any case, it will kind of mess things up out there anyway.
Yeah.
So many guards and...
Yeah, if they can get into the house, it's pretty safe in there. There's a lot of blocked paths. And here comes the stone. The line looks pretty good. The weight looks pretty good. They're not touching it though. It definitely has to curl. And they got it. They are not counting though. I think if it had curled a little more, then it would have been lined up better. Eli's still sitting 2.
Did open up the middle there. It's a good thing for Schroeder.
Yeah, they do have hammers, so they can use that. But they definitely, at this point, they don't have a chance for 2 points. They're probably looking at 1 in the 9th end. Emily Walker throwing skipped stones for the Schroeder team. The Eli team. Trying to draw the 4 foot right now. Or she was going to try to draw the 4 foot, and now they're undecided. I think they're trying to end this game right now. So they want to keep Schroeder out of the house. I'm not sure what the call is here. I assume they're trying to go down the middle of the sheet.
Looks like she pointed for a corner guard. But
That's not the ice for a corner guard. Well, we've got a mystery shot on the way. We'll see where this ends up.
Perhaps she's looking to tap
Curling
that red.
inside out. Yeah, maybe she's trying to split the guards. That's a pretty nice shot. It blocks up the middle and the outside. I think there might still be might still be a shot down the outside. It's hard to tell from where we're sitting. But it's not an easy one. Eli is pretty well set up to steal 2 right now.
And this is hammer shot? Or?
Yeah, this is the hammer.
It's hammer shot.
This is the hammer from Team Schroeder.
She's got to touch blue to make this count. Pretty much.
Yep. And even then, the score would be 8-4. And Schroeder would be going into the last end down 4 without hammer. So this may be the end of the game. We'll see if they want to pursue it. That's pretty good, but I don't think it's going to stop.
Through.
Yeah, the line was good, but the weight is not going to let it stay there. Does that outcount anything?
So it looks like they're shaking.
Yep.
Eli defeated Schroeder. 10-3.
I think that the final score is 10-3. Yeah, we'll see what they hang. But
Was it 2?
I think it was 2. So, final scores on sheet 1. Haag defeated Christensen 7-1. On sheet 2, Vukic defeated Dunham 11-4. On sheet 3, Solom defeated Anderson 10-4. And on sheet 4, we're still waiting for them to hang the score, but I believe Eli defeated Schroeder 10-3.
Where is it?
Cool. Wait, I go this way? Oh, I go this way. All right. You come towards me. But we can't look up there because we have to talk in the
Out
microphone.
on the ice and say hi. Camera's right here.
Oh.
And say hi. So pretty cool. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us.
Our gold sponsors are Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods of Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies. We will be back on the air at 8 o'clock. Oh, okay. Thanks for listening. Our featured match at 8 o'clock is Myers versus Wright.
I don't know who those teams are. Oh,
Yeah,
well, I wish we had the standings.